Recently,
I was built to last with the webs I'm weaving. I could change the past with all I'm achieving. Got my foot on the gas, never stop competing. If you break like glass, then this life's gonna end.
I wanna be the best in the game, invest in my name. Check no restraints, I'm obsessed with the pain. I ingest, I retain, assess and I change. Possessed by the thought I'll be free one day from society's restraints. Money, clout and fame, mud, disease, a plague. We all love to hate, have to play the game, have to make a name. All our insecurities are on display. This is war with the enemy, think that it was meant to be. Living in a time where disease is on every screen. I won't let them fester me, I know most are festering. Negativity is a plague for the mentally weak. No mercy, all I got is working. Never stop searching, never quench the thirsty. I'm toxic and psychotic with this logic, you can't stop it. It's been chronic since I was a boy, so neurotic and chaotic. Go! To last with the webs I'm weaving. I could change the past with all I'm achieving. Got my foot on gas, never stop competing. If you break like glass, then this life's gonna eat 'em. Make mistakes real fast, then you learn how to beat 'em. If you take off the cast, you can see all the healing. If the pain's in the past, move on from the grave and put your foot on the gas. No, never stop competing, yeah. I've been doing this, I'm on it. I just wanna be iconic. Sipping on a gin and tonic, got me going off when I'm on this topic, yeah. If I ever play, I want it. You know that I'm always honest. Stay away from those who are toxic. Keep 'em out your face, no way, you don't want 'em, yeah. Don't try to drain my energy. The enemy is everything. It's mentally, unhealthily, spreading like a rare disease. But I won't let it get to me. I don't need your therapy. I can leave a legacy of leading by intensity. Come on, we can fight this. Freedom is priceless. Spread just like a virus. Living in a crisis. Do you feel courageous? Do you seek greatness? Trust me, you can take it. Go on and take your aim. I was built to last with the webs I'm weaving. I could change the past with all I'm achieving. Got my foot on gas, never stop competing. If you break like glass, then this life's gonna eat 'em. Make mistakes real fast, then you learn how to beat 'em. If you take off the cast, you can see all the healing. If the pain's in the past, move on from the grave.
and Kiwis, etc. And the cars we drive. I was born in the 1980s. When I was in junior high school, Han Han was very popular. In 2001, he went to Shanghai with 200,000 cash to buy a Fukong. If it were put in today's automobile competition environment, if Fukong is still on sale, the price would definitely not exceed 50,000. There is also Li Xiong, who was born in the 1980s. In fact, I have been following his blog since the days of Bubble.com. After knowing that he got angel investment from Xu Xiaoping, I cautiously asked if I could buy a car. Xu Xiaoping said no problem, buy it, what matters is how you make money, not how you spend it. Li Xiong was so excited that he bought the BMW 325, which should have cost 500,000 at the time. What about now? BMW has been hovering in and out of price wars many times, struggling between dignity and survival. For 500,000, let alone a BMW 3 Series, you can drive away a BMW X5 with a little more. But when I was in junior high school, X5 was a standard million-level luxury car. In the past, ordinary people had no choice but to buy from Germany, the United States, Japan, and South Korea. But now that domestic cars have become popular, the core strategy is to make the price of the product close to the value of the product itself. If you drive a 400,000 domestic car and then drive some 400,000 brands, you will understand what brand premium is. When a huge amount of imported beef floods into the Chinese market, it will disrupt the long stable supply and demand of beef. Conventional policy regulation is like a conventional dam. If the foreign water is too strong, it will inevitably escape its control. Secondary damming in the short term is also a conventional means, because it is necessary to maintain stability as much as possible. But it is actually difficult to completely return the supply and demand to the past, because everyone has eaten beef at this price. It's like you have become accustomed to a certain imported brand of car. From the original 100,000 yuan increase to pick up the car, it has become that you don't need to say much when you arrive at the store, and you will be given a discount of 200,000 yuan directly. If you apply for installment payment, you can continue to negotiate. Suddenly one day you are asked to go back and add 100,000 yuan. With the current discount, it is equivalent to paying 300,000 yuan more to buy his Most people will choose not to buy that brand or even not to buy a car. What about houses? In fact, it is essentially the same. In the past, people started queuing up to buy houses in the early morning of the day when the market opened. Now, if you dare to go to the sales office and hang around, you may want to change your mobile phone number the next day, because everyone suddenly found that houses can be so cheap in some cities. Although I will never buy a house there in my life, I know that houses can be so cheap. Just like the reasonable reasons that beef is more expensive than chicken, more and more people are beginning to wake up. In the past, they were always afraid that they would not be able to afford it in the future if they did not buy a house now, or that if they did not buy a house now, no one would be willing to rent a house to them when they were old. But the reality is that not buying a house now does not mean that they will never buy a house. And even if I buy a house now, it is hard to say what the house will look like when I am old. Nowadays, most of the communities with good environment are just the same developer who is still selling houses elsewhere. Once the developer wants to retire or change careers, it is still the same community, but it has lost the meaning of the large model room to show the outside world. So, if you haven't bought a house yet, you might as well buy beef a few more times a month. Speaking of this, I have been under a lot of pressure recently, so I want to calm down and say a few words off topic. There is no absolute low point in this world. Any misfortune may hide a very small piece of luck or surprise. Just like life is hard now, but beef is cheap, so you must hold on. And buying many things may become cheaper and cheaper in the future. Just like life is hard now, but beef is cheap, so you must hold on.